Chapter 445, Glazed Nights. This chapter is updated by novels.pl. It's over, I'm afraid we're all gonna die here today. How powerful the sound waves are. The defensive strategy can't even resist them. The sound of the Langwin golden bell was like an army of ferocious ghosts who were crying, yelling, and being strangled, which made them timid and scared. This sound not only impacted human flesh but it also affected people's souls. Some of the Heaven Realm warriors from the Silver Sky mercenary group who had not cultivated martial souls yet could not resist the impact of the sound waves. Their souls were wounded, frightened, and terrified, and they desperately wanted to escape. However, they just rushed over 33 meters away and hit a light screen layer. The screen emitted a bouncing force that sent them flying out. I don't believe that I even can't break a light screen. A mercenary warrior who had reached the dawn state of the Heaven Realm took a heavy dark steel saber, then with his legs bent, he shot up. His hands held the knife handle while his power gathered on the sword, dragging knife energy as he chopped down. Pow! The knife appeared to split open the wall of bronze and iron, emitting a huge sound of impacting metal and splashing out a large spark. This harsh sound broke his eardrum and a rush of blood flowed out from his ears. With a clanging sound, his knife fell to the ground. He flew backward with his hands covering his ears, and he tumbled and screamed on the ground. Green Robe Emissary's body was burning with flames and he laughed loudly. He mobilized genuine chi and then raised the roaring flame hammer again and knocked it on the Langwin golden bell. I'll ward off the sound wave attack. Mysterious light shield. Silvermoon made a magic handprint and holy chi radiated from her body. Above her head, a round light wheel appeared immediately and slowly rotated to resist the attack of the sound waves. The mysterious light shield was a mid-class ghost-level martial technique. Only the warriors who opened up the sacred mark of the holy light could successfully practice it. And once they had, it could sufficiently ward off the attack of a holy weapon. Dee sneered and said, Silvermoon has been pinned by the Langwin golden bell sound wave and cannot join the fight. Glazed Knights, it is time for your show. You're all wearing the glazed bone armor and aren't afraid of the sound wave attack. You must kill all the people in the Silver Sky mercenary group. Rumble, rumble, rumble. The sound of iron heels could be heard, which raised a lot of dust. Under the leadership of the two knight commanders, 18 glazed knights, armed with 20-foot-long dragon-bone spears, drove the savage beasts and crashed into the golden light curtain. The glazed knights were so invincible that the Silver Sky mercenary group warriors were killed cruelly. A mercenary soldier who was in the medium state of the Heaven Realm jumped up 7 meters with a heavy sword in his hands and leapt behind of one of the glazed knights, brandishing his sword and chopping at the left side of the glazed knight's neck. Pow! The heavy sword slammed on top of the glazed bone armor, uttering a loud bang, but it failed to break the armor. The glazed knight suddenly turned around, revealing a cold look, and stabbed out with the sharp dragon bone spear. As he sneered, the spear penetrated the mercenary warrior's lizard armor and pierced his body. The tip of the spear went out of the mercenary soldier's back, exposing a half-meter-long bloody red rod. The glazed knight lifted up the mercenary warrior with the spear, with blood constantly flowing from above. Go to your death. Ling clenched her white teeth and revealed cold hatred in her eyes. With a snake-shaped crystal sword coming from out of the blue, she stabbed toward the glazed knight's left eye from 10 feet away. Her cultivation was in the completion of the Heaven Realm. She was a master on the Heaven board and her snake-shaped sword was a 9th level genuine martial arm. As she stabbed, a current of icing air emerged from the sword, as if the air were about to be frozen. That glazed knight burst into hoarse laughter. With a flick of his arm, the dragon bone spear spun in a circle. Then, the mercenary warrior in the medium state of the Heaven Realm was shattered to pieces, with flesh and blood scattered about. Afterward, he held the spear with both hands to use it as a stick, suddenly slashing at Ling, who was rushing toward him. Ling did not confront the glazed knight head-on but immediately withdrew her sword technique. Like a beautiful snake, she rushed in front of him along his spear with dexterous body movements. Swish! She drew her sword again, as if a spiritual snake had darted out its forked tongue, still hitting toward the glazed knight's left eye. When she was about to succeed, another dragon bone spear came from her left side, piercing the armor on her left shoulder and leaving a long bloody stain. Seeing another glazed knight appear on the left side, she turned pale. A glazed knight's strength was comparable to a superior's in the first change in the fish-dragon realm. Moreover, they were invulnerable. Although Ling entered the top 100,000 on the heaven board with powerful strength, under the two glazed knights' combined attack, she could only dodge here and there. In such a dangerous situation, she was almost pierced through by the dragon bone spears several times. Pow! After dealing with dozens of strikes, one of the glazed knights wielding his spear struck her belly. She was hit, spat out blood, and was thrown flying, then fell heavily on the ground. Go to your death. Another glazed knight, driving a savage beast with a dragon bone spear, rushed at her and stabbed toward her chest. With her palm pressing against her chest, Ling only felt the pain of her 5 internal organs, and she even could not move her fingers. She looked at the spear thrust at her from above and her eyes were full of desperation. Suddenly, a young figure appeared before her. It was Zhang Yuochen. Zhang Yuochen stretched his arms forward, with his 5 fingers emitting a purple thunderbolt, and squeezed the dragon bone spear tightly. The spear tip was left only 1 inch away from Lin's chest. Seeing the young man standing beside her, Ling relaxed and said, "Zhang Yuochen." She quickly mobilized the genuine Qi and ran a large circle of vital energy in her body, and then she recovered a little bit. Immediately, she hit the ground with one fist and shot up. Zhang Yuochen grabbed the dragon bone spear with one hand while he popped a class 5 healing pill up in the air with the other hand, saying, "Take this." "Thank you." Without hesitation, Ling took the pill and immediately swallowed it. "Humphrey, are you courting death?" The glazed knight did not take Zhang Yuochen seriously. He held his dragon bone spear with both hands and ran the power of his entire body, hoping to throw him out. However, Zhang Yuochen seemed to take root on the ground. No matter how hard the glazed knight used his strength, he remained motionless. Heart-piercing strike. Another glazed knight immediately rushed up to display his overbearing movements. He stabbed his spear out with a giant force and hit toward Zhang Yuochen's chest and abdomen. "Zhang Yuochen, be careful. The two glazed knights' combined attack is quite powerful, which can multiply their fighting power," Ling said to remind him. Ling originally had a profound cultivation. If she only battled with one glazed knight, she still had confidence that she would defeat him. But battling with 2 knights, she was unable to fight against them for more than 100 moves. Thus, it could be seen that the glazed knight's joint attack was very powerful. Divine Dragon's Steel. Being fearless, Zhang Yuochen flew away from the ground and rushed in front of the glazed knights. He struck out his palm, generating a large streak of lightning.